I want to show you something that's going to be uncomfortable if you've been posting for a while. Most creators spend hours on their content. They script the body, they plan the B-roll, they pick the perfect trending audio, and they open with, "Hey guys, so today I want to talk about." That's the moment they lost. Not the middle, not the CTA, the first line. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. The hook is not part of your video. The hook decides whether your content gets watched at all. You could have the single best marketing lesson on internet sitting in the body of your video. And if the first 3 seconds don't earn the stop, it doesn't matter, nobody gets there. So today I'm not going to give you vague advice like make better hooks. I'm going to take 3 real hooks that have driven millions of views, break each down to the mechanism underneath it, and hand you the exact fill in the blank formula so you can build your own version of each one today. 3 hooks, 3 formulas. Let's tear them apart. Let's go hook by hook. I'll show you the line, name the formula, explain the psychology, and give you the template. Hook 1. You don't have a content problem, you have a positioning problem. Here's why this works. Most people scrolling past your content already have a story they tell themselves about their own problem. I'm just not consistent enough. I need better editing. The algorithm hates me. The hook doesn't agree with that story. It contradicts it instantly in the first sentence. And here's the psychological trick. When something disagrees with a belief you already hold about yourself, you cannot just scroll past it. Your brain needs to resolve the disagreement. It has to know why you are wrong before it can move on. That's not manipulation. It's just how contradiction works on attention. Agreement is forgettable, contradiction is sticky. Fill in the blanks with anything your audience already believes about your own struggle and flip it into the root cause. That's the entire formula. Hook 2. The reason this brand went viral isn't what you think. This one runs on something called Zeigarnik effect, the psychological tendency of our brain to fixate on incomplete information far more than completed information. An open loop creates mild tension, and tension demands resolution. Watch what this brand does. It confirms something happened. A brand went viral. It confirms you have a theory about why, and then it tells you that your theory is wrong, without telling you what's actually right. The gap between you think you know and you don't is unbearable to human brain. You have to keep watching to close it. This is the exact mechanism behind why Duolingo's social media account gets studied constantly. People assume that the account blew up because of clever jokes. The real reason is closer to relentless, chaotic daily consistency. An answer that surprises people specifically because it contradicts their first guess. The gap between assumption and reality is what a curiosity gap hook is built to exploit. This works because it never gives away the payoff in the hook. It just proves the payoff exists. Hook 3. How Liquidate turned a canned water into a $700 million brand. This one is deceptively simple, and it's the one beginners get wrong most often because they make their hooks vague when they should make them specific. Notice what's actually in this sentence: a real recognizable brand name, a weirdly mundane starting product, water in a can, and an oddly exact number, $700 million. Not huge success. That specificity is doing all the work. Vague claims trigger skepticism. This changed my life. Sure, prove it. But $700 million is too precise to be made up on the spot. Specificity is a truth signal your brain processes instantly, before you have even consciously evaluated whether the claim is impressive. The more mundane the starting point and the more exact the number, the harder this hook pulls. 3 formulas. The reframe contradicts a belief. The curiosity gap opens a loop. The specific result hook uses precision as proof. Every viral hook you will ever see is running one of these 3 plays, or a close variation of them. Once you name the formula, you stop needing a luck to write a good hook. You just need the fill in the blank. Now don't just sit there and consume this video like a passive student. Here is exactly how you are going to apply this skill today to your own freelance business, portfolio, or career. Pull up a notes app right now. You are going to write 3 hooks, one for each formula, about your own niche, your own skill, or a client's brand if you are freelancing. 1. The reframe. Finish this. You don't have a dash problem. You have a dash problem. Think about what your audience blames and flip it to what's actually true. 2. 2. The curiosity gap. Finish this. The reason dash isn't what you think. Pick a result, a win, or a common assumption in your space and set up the contradiction, even if you reveal the answer in the same piece of content. 3. The specific result hook. Finish this. How dash turned ordinary thing into specific result. If you don't have your own case study yet, borrow one you admire and study how the numbers were framed. 3 hooks, 10 minutes. That's it. And here's the thing. You don't need all 3 to be perfect. You need to build the habit of reaching a formula instead of freestyling a hook every single time you sit down to create. What we covered today is 3 formulas out of dozens that actually work, and I didn't want to leave you with just 3. So I put together 30 hook templates organized by exact psychological driver behind each one. So you always have the formula ready before you sit down to film or write. It's completely free, link is in the bio. Go grab it before you make your next piece of content, not after. Here's the thought I want to leave you with. Everyone obsesses over the body of their content, the value, the education, the production quality, and all of that matters. But none of it gets seen if the first 3 seconds don't do their job. The hook isn't the intro to your content. The hook is the highest leverage 3 seconds you will ever write. Learn the formula, stop freestyling, start engineering. I'll see you in the next one.